Developments today in the case against Mike Madigan, as we first reported live on our digital streaming network. After 8 days of deliberations, the judge called everyone back into the courtroom. Our investigator Dorothy Tucker was there, and she joins us now with our legal analyst Irv Miller with more on today. Dorothy.
Well, Marie, Irv, give me a second. Marie, let me put this in perspective for you first. The jury was given more than 100 pages of instructions. Today they wanted clarification and a question about something that actually goes to the heart of this case. It had to do with jobs being used as bribes. Irv, the essence of what they were really asking for.
They needed substantial qualifications as to what constitutes having these no-show guys working and getting paid, and to determine whether or not that was done with the intent, the magic word intent, to influence a public official to do some type of official action which could be considered bribery, which is the heart of this case.
And so what did the judge say?
Well, he did. He basically said that he was going to limit things to legal tender, legal salaries can be considered whether or not it's a bribe. If it's done with an illegal intent, then that can be considered part of the bribery statute. But if it's just normal payment in the normal course of business, that cannot be considered a bribe.
That's fine. Otherwise, it's a bribe that could be used for influence.
There could be not only a violation of federal law, but Illinois state law, which is also part of this indictment.
All right, when I was in the court, I also heard the jury ask a question about 2 binders of call transcripts, and they wanted hard copies of written pieces of facts. What does that imply?
Well, that means they're still deliberating. They needed more evidence to try to convince one or more jurors as to what their verdict should be. At this point in time, after all these days, they should have had all the evidence they needed, but they wanted more. So what that means is they're still deliberating. They're still trying to be what jurors are typically called, which are the finder of the facts, and they apply the facts to the law to come up with a verdict. So they wanted additional information to help them do that.
We're already on day 8. Is this going to prolong deliberations?
Absolutely, because we're pretty much back to square one when we're talking about jurors trying to figure out what the facts are in this case and whether or not those facts justify a guilty verdict or a not guilty verdict.
One quick question, quick answer. Is this good for the prosecution or the defense?
This is good for the prosecution to try to clarify things to get a verdict, but it also gives some hope to the defense that this jury can't reach a verdict, or believing that the prosecution hasn't proven the case beyond a reasonable doubt.
All right. That 8 days, Marie, amounts to about 50 hours that those jurors have been in the room. They will be back here on Monday morning. Thank you, Irv.
Thank you.
Thank you to both of you for that update.